Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
This is Tracy.
This is Samantha.
This is The Suspended Sentence.
Grab your latte and join us as we enter Season 2, starting January 1st of 2024.
A year packed full of serial killers that you may or may not have ever heard of.
Thanks for being there.
Stay safe.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Avery.
We're the hosts and creators of Thick Thighs and Creepy Vibes.
Join us as we take a deep dive into the macabre and the unexplained.
Listen every Wednesday as we take you on a chilling journey that transports you to all corners of the Great White North.
Let's boot those Sunday scaries while we take a rip into the harrowing tales of the haunted and the supernatural phenomena that defy explanation.
So grab your ketchup chips
And your Caesars, and make sure to
creep it real.
Welcome to the Brutal, Bizarre, and Boozy podcast. I'm Declan, the son.
And I'm Jane, the mom. This is the podcast where we talk about brutal crimes, bizarre occurrences, and get you drunk with cocktails themed around one of our stories. To lighten things up, we'd like to end our time with a chaser. Please keep in mind some of our stories might be upsetting to young or sensitive ears.
We love hearing from our listeners, so feel free to contact us by email or social media. You can find our contact info in the show notes for this episode. If you'd like to support us through Patreon, you can find us there at Brutal, Bizarre, and Boozy Podcast, or use the link in our show notes.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us at Brutal, Bizarre, and Boozy.
Yeah, it's always good to hang out with you guys once again. This is a special episode, too.
It is a very special episode. Do you want to tell everyone why it's a special episode, or would you like me to tell them why it's a special episode? Okay. It is our anniversary episode. We have been podcasting for 3 years. Every week, we have given you a new episode, and we have had a blast doing it. So happy anniversary to us.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't missed a single week. Like,
I
with
know
how crazy our lives get, like, not a single week missed, even though no one's listening to us. If you are listening right now, shout out to you guys. But
people are definitely listening. I get the stats. We've got listeners. Okay. We've got friends. We've got people that talk.
Yeah, you have access to all the stats, and so all I do is edit.
That's true.
I don't really
pay
attention
you don't
to numbers
know.
or anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get the numbers. So
I choose to prefer that no one listens to us, so that way I don't get
So you want to think that you're doing this all for just you and I's entertainment, and no one else knows about it?
That's really why we started it, is just because we talk about this shit in our day-to-day lives and might as well just look more into it and speak it out to the world. I mean,
that's true. Well, I don't know about you, but I have had a great time doing it, and it's been so much fun to do this with you especially, and we've made some new friends that we never would have had if we didn't have this podcast. And we've had some wild stories. We've had some incredible drinks. We've had some absolutely disgusting drinks.
Lots of disgusting drinks.
There's been a lot of disgusting drinks, especially
it's probably
lately.
40, 60, like good drinks being the 40%.
You think?
I think
might
so.
Be right. You might be right.
I think we got more gross drinks just because the name fits, but you don't want to.
True.
Like, you don't want to drink it normally, but the name fits. It's just appealing, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of drinks, what are some of your favorite drinks that we've had so far, Mom?
I was going through the list and thinking about which drinks I have really liked. Which drinks not only did I like, but surprised me. I was very surprised. So here's my little list. I liked This is not in any particular order for the first few, but I'm going to murder the name, but I don't remember the pronunciation of this one was the Elmakawa. It was a fairly recent one. That was episode 145.
Elmakawa.
That one was pretty good.
What was in that one?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I do. Stand by. So the Elmakawa, or however it's pronounced, from episode 145, that was rum, guava juice, orange juice, lemon juice, simple syrup. And that surprised me because I don't like rum. Normally, if it has rum in it, I'm out. But this drink was really, really tasty. I was a big fan of it.
Rum is good in like very sugary drinks, I feel.
Yes, and this one is very sugary.
Yeah. I remember
we talked about having it for the 4th of July.
You had to go and find guava juice at a different store.
The guava juice.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now I remember what that was.
I thought it would be good for 4th of July, and then I had a full drink of it and went, I'm so sugared out that there's no way I could drink more than just one of these. So not a good drink for a fun holiday. I also enjoyed the Tiger's Claw. That one surprised me. That was episode 150.
That was the Siegfried and Roy episode, right?
Yes, it was. Okay. And that drink was maybe one of the only tequila drinks we've ever had that I actually enjoyed and was shocked because
you say that about half the tequila drinks, though. I think I'm pretty sure you.
Do I?
Yeah, I think about half of them. You're like, oh, this is good. Because, like, any drink that has tequila in it and lime cannot be bad. That's just how physics work.
But I don't like margaritas. I don't like margaritas.
And you're wrong about that.
I very well could be, but my tongue says margaritas are not my friend. So I'm just going to stick with that. What I thought was really interesting about that Tiger's Claw was that the tequila and the coffee liqueur actually tasted really nice together. And I was extremely surprised. I did not think that it was going to be anywhere near what I would like.
Coffee kind of has almost like a burnt. It's not burnt. That's the flavor, but it's similar to like
yes.
I don't know. So does tequila. So they kind of like complement each other in a way that's like a campfire smoky. Like if that makes any sense.
True.
Granted, I use reposado tequila, but I don't know if you use.
And that's usually clear. Smoky.
Yeah, it's got some smoke to it.
Pretty sure I used white tequila for that. Just a Blanco.
I only buy reposado. I don't like Blanco tequila.
I also remember really enjoying the Escape from Alcatraz cocktail, which was episode 27. That was a long time ago. It was the start of me liking bourbon drinks.
Yeah, I remember you only drank vodka drinks for a while.
I was a vodka only and keep brown alcohol away from me, and now I am the opposite. I could care less about a vodka drink, and I gravitate towards anything with bourbon in it. I know. I don't think you're going to get me liking tequila, though. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's really good, especially with some lime juice. Ooh. A good reposado with some salt and some lime. Just a little bit of soda water.
Maybe the next time we're together, you'll have to make me one, and I'll try it and see if I actually like it.
Well, so I got the Soda Stream, so I just buy a bottle of reposado, a couple of limes, and then lime juice, tequila, and soda water in a big ice cube, a little bit of tahini if you're feeling adventurous, but it's delicious. They go down just like normal water. I don't think I could do it. It's so good. You don't even taste the tequila. You just taste the lime. So like extra lime. But let's talk about some of my favorite stories that we did.
Wait, I have one more thing to say about our cocktails. And the one that, not really the one, but it goes back to the statement about bourbon, because I always hated it before. And now I love it. And I didn't think that I would like the mint julep. And you brought the mint julep for, God, what did I just wrote down? Episode 15. So way back in the beginning, we did mint juleps. That's the one that they drink at the Kentucky Derby, right? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And now that is my go-to drink. I have mint plants growing at my house just so I can have mint juleps anytime I want.
Yeah,
anytime I want.
We definitely love a mint julep.
Yes. Okay, I'm done talking about my alcohol love. Tell us some of the stories that you've enjoyed over the last 3 years, if you remember them. I don't.
So one of the stories that stuck with me is the Mount Shasta story that you did, because it's so close to home that we've driven through the Shasta Mountains several times, going on all the time. Various trips and stuff. And after we had done our podcast, this episode about that, we actually drove through and we saw what was it,
lenticular cloud formation.
We saw one of them while we were driving through, and that was kind of cool to see something that we talked about actually in person.
That was episode 5. If people are looking to find it, episode 5.
Obviously, my favorite is our first episode, the one that got us started, because I'd heard about the Dogon tribe for so long that it was really cool.
I had not heard about them.
Research it and talk about them.
Yeah.
Kind of alluding to today's episode. My favorite favorite of all time was the JFK, because we both collaborated on it. And there's the conspiracy, and then there's also the brutal side of it, which I feel really encapsulates what this show's about. Just
for sure.
Covering every little like weird thing, and also covering the brutal aspects of it. I also liked that
was episode 31, right? Or JFK?
Yes, 31.
Yeah, 31.
I really like the CIA animals too. That was a fun story for me to research. That's why I like it so much. Because
it was a little difficult to hear.
Yeah, I mean, the story of the acoustic kitty it's sad, but it's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there were definitely some good stories.
Oh yeah. Another favorite was the CIA project where they use vampires to trick the Vietnamese soldiers that they were fighting.
Right.
I forget the name of it.
Yes. What was that? Let me see.
That one was really... that was episode 82.
82? Oh, yes, the CIA
Lisa
vampire.
Novak.
Yes.
Yeah, that was... There's been a lot of good episodes. How about you check out all those if you haven't already? Go ahead and give it a listen and let us know in the comments what you think of those older episodes that we did. And if we sound better.
If you have a favorite.
Yeah.
Or if you have a not so favorite one that you were like, I don't need to listen to that idea or concept ever again. That was horrifying.
Or if you have a drink that you'd like us to find a story for or try out on the show.
Absolutely.
Send us a DM on Instagram or a comment on Spotify.
Or you can always email us. Yes.
So,
as you mentioned, we had done the JFK episode where we covered both sides of the brutal story and the bizarre story. And but now everyone else will know too that that's what we are doing with this very special anniversary episode, also, that we are covering both sides of.
We also did something similar with the Manson story.
Yes,
you guys haven't watched that yet, go watch that too. But we're doing something similar.
Yes. And for the drink for our collaborative story, we have the Revolver. And that drink is 2 ounces of bourbon, half an ounce of coffee liqueur, 2 dashes of orange bitters. Very simple cocktail. The instructions are to add all ingredients to a rocks glass over a large piece of ice and stir, garnished with a flaming orange peel or a regular orange peel. Or if you're like me and forgot to buy an orange, there's no garnish, there's no orange peel in my cocktail. I kind of wish there was, though, because I would like to have the orange oil on the rim of the glass. But
I feel like I can't taste that whenever I get a drink with one of those. It doesn't really. I
can sometimes. I thought maybe it would add to it because the orange bitters are in here as well. So I don't know. Are you ready to give this a try? I'm a little scared. I think it's going to go down in the books as not a great drink.
Let's give it a try.
Okay. God, it's
I
really
like it
strong.
because it's strong, but I like strong drinks. I mean, this is something that you would have to kind of. It'd take you a little bit to finish this. That's for sure.
Yes, it's a slow sip. It is not a take big gulps. It's a small cocktail, but it is a sipper. It is not a. And it is rough.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's.
I don't know. It surprises me that you would like it. It surprises me you would like it because you don't like coffee liqueur.
There's not a ton of it in there. I use the. Also, if you guys haven't tried it before, the Jim Beam rye whiskey is actually really fucking good. Like,
oh, you like that?
Yeah, the Jim Beam rye. I'm not a big rye person. But ever since that, what's her name? She gave us the
Morita.
Yes, Morita. When she gave us the Jameson, I kind of got into rye, and it's pretty good. I wasn't a big rye person before, but the Jim Beam rye is cheap and it's really good.
We just bought a bottle of it, and I don't know if Dad's tried it yet or not. I'll have to ask him. Okay. Now that we've talked about the cocktail, we will tell you what story we're going to be covering today. We are talking about Stephen Paddock, who was the Las Vegas concert shooter from a couple of years ago.
Yes,
and
it is strange story.
It's brutal, and there's some strangeness to it, so that's why we figured it would be a good one for us to collaborate for a very special episode.
Yes.
Are you ready to dive into it, Declan?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Let's get started. So, as we normally start off, let's talk about the person. Stephen Paddock was born on April 9th, 1953 in Clinton, Iowa. He was the oldest of 4 sons to his parents, Benjamin and Dolores. Shortly after he was born, the family moved to Tucson, Arizona. When Stephen was 7 years old, his father stopped being involved in the family and their lives. In an interesting side story from our main character, let's chat a little bit about the dad, because I thought it was really interesting that there was some history with the dad, and it wasn't just, your average, this is my dad kind of thing.
When I was working on the script, I was like reading through it, and I was like, I didn't know that part about his dad. That was interesting.
I know. is wild, huh?
Yeah.
Their mother told the boys that their father died in a car accident and then moved them to California. However, the dad, Benjamin, had not died in a car accident. What happened to Benjamin, the father, was a big family secret. He had actually been arrested for bank robbery. This wasn't his first robbery. He had been in and out of prison for different crimes for many years throughout his life. Benjamin was later convicted, but then he escaped prison in 1968 and ended up on the FBI's most wanted list, like their top 10 most wanted. He was one of the criminals that lasted one of the longest times on that list, being on there for nearly 8 years before being removed. And when I was researching this, I thought, oh, it took him 8 years to find him. No, they just took him off the list.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, they took him off the list because he wasn't actually caught for another year.
Jeez.
He was eventually captured the following year in Oregon, where he had been living and working for many years. I just thought it was really interesting that there was the family history, and so I couldn't.
His dad.
I know. Why would anybody? I mean, it was so interesting that I was like, I gotta put it in there. But let's get back to our main guy, Stephen. The family had been relocated to California and were living on just the mother's income. Stephen felt that living on a minimal income caused him to be more self-reliant. His fellow classmates considered him to be quiet and withdrawn, yet very intelligent, especially in math. After completing high school, he went to college and earned a degree in business administration. He then went on to work in different jobs and for many years worked as an auditor, like for the tax auditor kind of situation, not just for the IRS, but in different jobs as an auditor. Okay. He was also into real estate in the Los Angeles area, owning and running several apartment complexes. At one point, it is believed that he had assets worth several millions of dollars.
Jeez.
He spent some time moving around between California, Texas, and Florida. In 2016, he moved to a retirement community in Mesquite, Nevada, about an hour away from Las Vegas. He was an avid gambler and enjoyed playing video poker mostly. He was well known at many of the casinos and often received comps from the hotels and casinos. Basically, he got some free stuff because he was there spending every time he had, gambling, playing video poker and stuff. So they would comp him stuff like rooms and meals and things like that.
That is like a really cool thing. If you're like a professional gambler, they just give you free stuff basically because to entice you to come back, they give you like free private jets and fucking the presidential suites and shit like that.
I would love it, but sadly, I do not spend enough money in a casino for them to even consider comping me a coffee. They're
if
like,
I had
whatever,
the bankroll,
lady.
I think I could do pretty good.
You think?
I'm pretty good at baccarat and blackjack.
Oh.
I've gotten good. I play it on my phone on my work breaks.
Oh.
So, but it's like not with real money. It's just video game where you watch ads to get more coins. But
I'm glad that it's not real money.
No, I'm too scared to bet with real money. But if someone gave me their bankroll and was like, if you go over, you get to keep whatever you want. Like, just give me my money back. I think I could do pretty good.
Okay, let's go see if we can find somebody to give us money to go do stuff like that.
If you're listening and you're very rich and you want to give me $1 million to double it and make your money back, and I get to keep anything over the double, I'll go play poker for you. Not poker, but blackjack and baccarat.
Okay. Sounds like a good arrangement for somebody.
Oh yeah, I'm just putting the ad out there for the world.
For sure. Stephen was not just into gambling and casinos. He also liked guns. He had previously purchased a few firearms, but not long after moving to Nevada, he started purchasing a lot of guns, mostly rifles, and a bunch of gun accessories. Although he had a lot of weapons, he wasn't known to hang out at gun ranges or gun clubs. So he's amassing all this artillery, but he's not going anywhere to like hang out with other people who like guns. He just has a bunch of guns.
In an interview with Stephen's brother, his brother said that he never knew Stephen liked guns. He never showed an interest in them. Like,
really?
Yeah, he said he never knew that he was collecting guns and stuff like that. It wasn't part of his hobby. Because if you know gun guys that are buying that many guns, you know they like guns and they talk about them a lot.
Yeah,
like
they're showing you their guns. They're talking about it. They're looking. You know what they're looking for.
A good gun is $1,000 at the minimum. Like, not accounting for attachments and shit like that. Like,
right. All the accessories.
A lot of money to spend on guns all of a sudden. Because it's not like a lot of gun collectors, they have their very first gun, and then they have a gun that their grandpa used or something like that, and then they keep accruing guns as they're getting older. But like,
right.
If you just all of a sudden, what was he, 60 something years old? He's like, oh, I think I like guns, and I'm going to buy 23 of them. That's a little more fishy.
Because he had, well, spoiler alert, he had 23 with him, 24 with him, but there were more in his home.
Yeah.
He had a living girlfriend who
we'll talk about it.
Noticed the increase in gun purchases, but figured it was just a hobby. It's not like it didn't raise a red flag for her. She was just like, oh, he's buying more guns kind of thing.
I don't know. Did we know if he was buying them in, where did he live?
Buying them in multiple states. So he would travel.
Okay,
he bought some in like gun shows in Utah and bought some in Texas and Florida. So he was getting them from all over different places.
Because I know, like, with certain states, you can't buy a certain amount of guns within like a certain allotted amount of time. Like, you can't buy 5 guns in a week.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual rule is, but it's something like that to prevent you from loading up on
doing things like this. Yeah. As if it didn't, obviously it didn't prevent him. I mean, he had, a lot of firepower in just one room.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop interrupting.
We'll talk about it. We're gonna go straight into it here. On October 1st, 2017, Stephen used dozens of those weapons to terrorize people inside of the Mandalay Bay Casino Hotel and the popular country music festival that was going on across the street from the hotel. His preparation for the event started a few days prior. He checked into a comped room on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay on September 25th. 4 days later, he also checked into the adjoining room. So he had 2 rooms next to each other with a pass door in between. During his stay at the hotel, he brought over 30 suitcases up to his room.
Somehow,
30.
A few of the clips of the shooter transporting these luggages, all these, because there's like clips of him online transporting a whole dolly, like the dolly's worth of suitcases.
Yeah.
But there was only a couple clips released. The rest of the footage got deleted. And so...
Question. Did you see some of that footage?
Yeah. There's some of the footage.
I'm wondering what size the suitcases were.
They were like the smaller suitcases, like all fabric with the handles on them, like that we used to have. You know the suitcases that we used to have.
So like a carry-on.
It was like a carry-on size, just like a bunch of them stacked on each other. But so I have, when I was researching this story, I have a bag full of ammo, like a range bag, but it's mostly 22, and I have about 600 rounds of 22 in the bag, like 22 and 9mm.
Okay.
Like it's probably 20 pounds. Like, if that was actual, like, the caliber of weapons that he used in this, it would be significantly heavier. Because 22s are just like, they're little itty bitty.
Little tiny. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were big bullets, I would assume.
Like 5.56s and shit like that. Like, they're going to weigh significantly more. So thousands of pounds. It'd probably be close to 300 pounds worth of ammo.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that there was video
floor,
footage. Right. It was over, like, the 30 suitcases was brought in over, like, 5-6 days or whatever it was. 4 days. Okay. So
something around there.
There's definitely some thought involved into that. Yeah. Presumably those suitcases were used to transport all of the firearms, gun accessories, and rounds of ammunition that were later located in his 2 hotel rooms. The first shooting victim was a security guard of the hotel, Jesus Campos. He had been sent to the 32nd floor to investigate an alarm on a door. He discovered that the door had been tampered with. A metal bracket had been affixed to the door and the door frame, which prevented it from being opened. So it was basically like a bracket was screwed into the door and into the door frame so that you couldn't get the door open. So it effectively locked it. Which you're not supposed to do.
It's like a reverse version of the latch inside of the hotel room, right? Like bracket lock.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it was a bracket that attached both. You're not supposed to do that. Leave the doors alone. The doors are supposed to be able to be opened, but he didn't want the door to be opened.
Was there a do not disturb sign? Because that's the important part.
It was a public access door. It wasn't a room door, like a hotel room. It was like a door to like the stairwell or something, I believe.
Okay.
So do not disturb sign shouldn't have been on a public access door anyway.
Could it be for comedic effect? You want to put one there.
Yes, for sure. Jesus reported the problem to his dispatch center. While he was waiting for further assistance, Jesus was shot in the leg through one of Paddock's hotel room doors. Paddock had set up a camera in the hallway that alerted him to the presence of the guard and then another hotel worker. Both Jesus and his coworker alerted the hotel to an active shooter and requested police assistance.
I just want to say, you said before he was buying all these guns, but he didn't go to the range or anything.
Yeah, he wasn't going and testing them and shooting them at like a range.
That's like Navy SEAL tactics, like shooting through the wall because you have a camera set up and you know exactly where he's positioned, so you could shoot him through the leg through the door. Like,
it's icky.
That it seems strange to me. Like, unless he's dumping a fucking mag through the door, but I'm imagining it's just a couple shots and he hits the guy through the leg.
I think if I remember correctly, he set off about 30 rounds that went through his hotel room door.
Okay, so he just happened to hit the dude in the leg. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes, he was intentionally aiming.
So I just watched the terminal list and I'm imagining Chris Pratt doing some fucking Navy SEAL shit, shooting through the door. But okay,
yeah.
If the whole mag that makes sense.
He set up the camera because he wanted to make sure that nobody was coming down the hallway to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to know who was out there and if they were coming. Quickly after shooting through the door, Paddock turned his firepower outside towards the concert venue. In about 10 minutes, Paddock fired off over 1,000 rounds into the crowd. He also fired off a few shots into a jet fuel tank located at the nearby international airport. One of the shots did penetrate into the tank, but it did not cause an explosion, as that type of fuel doesn't typically ignite from gunfire. I think his intention was to shoot into that jet fuel and have it blow up. Can you imagine the mayhem that would have ensued from that? I mean, this was pretty chaotic, but a giant jet fuel tank explosion would have made it so much worse.
I thought it was in GTA.
Yeah, for sure. By 10:15 p.m., the shooting had stopped, but there was no way to know that if it was permanent or if it would start back up again. The firing just stopped. Police responded to the Mandalay Bay Hotel and began assembling on the 32nd floor. About an hour after the last shots were reported, they breached the door to Paddock's room. He was deceased by an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the mouth.
So the corpse that was discovered had brown eyes and detached earlobes. And according to FAA records, because Stephen owned a couple of small aircrafts, so when you own one and you get a pilot's license, you have to do public records.
Fill out paperwork. Right.
Yeah. Basically like getting your driver's license. It says brown hair, blue eyes, and whatnot. But the corpse that was discovered had brown eyes and detached earlobes. And according to FAA records, Stephen had blue eyes and attached earlobes. Attached earlobe, like the earlobe thing is a genetic trait. So
yeah.
I'm thinking,
okay.
I think I have detached earlobes. What do you have?
I would say I have detached earlobes because they kind of sit down a little bit. But I filled out a lot of paperwork over my life for governmental agencies, for my licensing, for different jobs I've had, and not once have I ever been asked about my earlobes. Why does the FAA ask about earlobes?
Probably because of the chance of potential terrorism. It's probably something to do with that. Like, an airplane
I didn't know that would be a question.
Well, it's probably more like a genetic makeup. It's not like, I don't think they're like.
So it's genetic profiling based on your earlobes?
I think so. Because that's a genetic trait. Like, it's like blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, if your parents have brown hair, brown eyes, you can still be born with blonde hair and blue eyes, just like genetic
a recessive gene kind of thing.
It's like a gene thing that they use to identify people. Like how everyone has unique teeth. Like that's one identifier that they could use potentially.
And
he had the wrong ones.
Knew that
the body had the wrong ones, I should say.
Did not match his FAA records.
Yeah.
Were there other things?
Yes. So Stephen had also undergone back surgery when he was younger. The body on the scene had no evidence of back surgery scars. Autopsy showed that the body in the room had been dead for 4 to 6 hours, even though the police entered the room about an hour after the last shot was fired. So whatever body they found, the pooling of the blood showed that it was a lot older than when the last shot was fired. There's also a photo that I didn't want to really bring it up because I didn't feel like it was that it seemed a little sketchy, but there was a picture of the body and it looked like there was a second pool of blood over an already dried one.
Oh.
Yeah. It looked a little fishy, but
that's weird.
Just some weird inconsistencies with the body that was found.
Okay. Are we going to, I don't want to spoil anything, but are we going to talk about why there were these inconsistencies and what it might be?
I didn't bring it up, but because I'm just kind of throwing some things into the wind that are a little strange.
Okay. We'll talk about it maybe at the end. Yeah. Okay. In his room, they found 23 rifles, most of which were semi-automatic in nature, and a revolver, which is why we had the Revolver cocktail for this story today.
Yes.
Many of the rifles were mounted on bipods and had telescopic sights attached. Also located in the rooms were bump stocks, which I had never even heard of before. A bump stock allows for the recoil of the rifle as it's being fired to increase the speed of firing, essentially making it from a semi-automatic weapon into an automatic weapon. This allowed him to fire off so many shots in such a short period of time because of those bump stocks just making it so faster.
Bump stocks work, they use the recoil to kind of force the body to pull the trigger again. So like it kind of jolts the gun forward and allows it kind of, if you just hold the trigger down, it kind of forces the gun, like using your body, like the recoil forces the gun into the trigger and causes it to fire again, basically making it fully automatic. But the problem is the footage from the survivors showed a rate of fire that exceeds the rate of fire capable with the bump stock. Because
really,
fully automatic guns shoot a lot faster than a bump stock, because the bump stock is using the energy of the recoil to fire the gun again. When you're using a fully automatic, it just like
it just goes.
There's no energy loss between the thing. It just fires due to the mechanics of the gun. So a lot of people think that there was multiple shooters, and to support this, some survivor footage captured what looks like crossfire coming from the Delano Hotel, which is across from the Mandalay Bay. So there was some survivor footage that was showing muzzle flashes from Mandalay Bay and the Delano Hotel.
Both sides.
Yeah. So in suggesting that there was multiple shooters shooting towards the crowd from different directions.
There definitely was some confusion when police were first contacted from people on site, from victims at the concert, and there was confusion of where the shooting was coming from. And yeah, it was reported that it was coming from more than one hotel, but then all they found was Stephen Paddock at the Mandalay Bay.
There's some other weird things that happened that I'll get into.
Okay. Police searched Paddock's home and found several other guns and lots of ammo. They also found items used for explosives, although it did not appear that he had used any of it to construct bombs. All in all, about 60 people died from the incident and the subsequent chaos, and over 800 people sustained injuries, making this the deadliest mass shooting by a lone shooter in U.S. history. And we're going to go with the lone shooter story because that's what is the public story right now. Even though,
that's what the government says.
Like you just said, right. Law enforcement attempted to determine a motive, but they weren't able to find anything conclusive. There has been some speculation, rumors, and conspiracy theories surrounding what Paddock might have been thinking and why this happened. But he didn't leave any notes or evidence behind that might have explained why he did it. So there was nothing like he had computers.
There's no manifesto.
There was nothing on the computers. No manifesto. Yes. Our favorite word, the manifesto. There was no manifesto.
So shortly after the shooting, Stephen's brother was approached by reporters. And during the interview, he was very evasive in explaining his relationship with his brother, even defending him, saying he was a good guy and he had never really even gotten any trouble, including a parking ticket. Like, this dude was super solid. His brother Bruce even claimed that he wasn't really a gun guy, or like he didn't have any military training or experience or anything like that. Almost a month after the shooting, Bruce was arrested on 19 accounts of sexual exploitation of a child and 1 account of possession of child porn, which is the government's favorite way to silence somebody is child porn.
So Bruce is the brother that was arrested with the child porn, and he was the brother also saying that
he had no military experience or didn't like guns or anything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
FBI agent John Podesta was tasked with handling the shooting. He also happened to be the son-in-law of the Clinton chief of staff. So automatically puts
just a
him,
coincidence.
Yeah. Automatically puts him in a spot to not be believable.
Right.
But when survivors were being questioned by the FBI, many say that when they got their phones back, all the photos and videos were deleted. Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you try, there was so many people at this concert that would likely be recording the artist that they were going there to see. So they would have their phones out recording and stuff. So if you look up, try and find footage of this, there's very few videos that exist, but you would think that there would be so many videos out there.
I love going to concerts. And as a short person, I am so pissed off with general admission tickets because there is always some 6-foot tall asshole standing in front of me with his arm up recording. He's never gonna, he, she, whoever.
They're not gonna watch the video.
I don't never watch
the video.
Never. They're never gonna look at it again. Why are you blocking my view of everything and standing right in front of me, blocking it even more with your arm and your freaking phone? So there would have been a lot of footage.
There would have been a lot of videos, you would think, but there's like 6 videos of it, if that. So another weird thing. The Mandalay Bay is owned by MGM Resorts, and not a single 911 call came from inside the hotel to report the shooting.
Really?
Yeah. After the shooting, MGM countersued the survivors who were suing them because they neglected to stop Stephen from transporting all the guns to his room. So that's kind of why they were, like, the survivors were suing MGM. However, MGM...
I will say... Okay, go ahead.
No, you said what you're going to say. Because I'm about to drop a bombshell.
Okay. I do think it's really weird that he moved 30 suitcases to his room. Granted, nobody's watching.
Like, do you need help with that, sir? Or anything? Like, no. Like, what? Why is this guy?
According to my sources, he did use the bellman to help him carry some of the bags to the rooms.
That's like, so there's a Dan Soder joke that he's like, oh, I'm such a people pleaser. I would let the school shooter into the school because I thought he was locked out, and I'd feel bad. And like, that's what the bellman's going through. The bellhop. He's like, oh shit, I helped transport a goddamn M16 and a saw up to the fucking 32nd floor.
Every time you check into a hotel, they ask how many keys you want and how many people are going to be in your room.
Yeah. So,
and you tell them it's just 1 or 2. You're going to have 30 suitcases for 2 people?
There was supposedly, he told them there was 2 females staying with him that were unidentified.
Okay.
So that's another thing that it's a little suspicious.
It's, well, if it was just him.
He got some of the flyers that they hand out at the Vegas Strip, and he's like, come up to my room. I'm going to shoot a bunch of people.
Or he just said that there were going to be 2 women in his room because women often need a lot of bags.
A lot of bags. Okay, but he
not
transported
30.
At least 30 bags worth of stuff. Like,
I know.
2 women taking 10 bags each, and well, he probably has one, so they're taking 28 bags each.
28 bags, yeah. No.
So MGM actually countersued the survivors due to a law implemented in 2002 protecting corporations from being attacked or being sued after a terror attack. This was implemented after the 9/11 attacks. So there was a law that prevented MGM from being sued because it was a terror attack. About a month before the attack, a user on 4chan posted some strange things On Sunday, September 10th, 2017, a 4chan user posted alluding to the fact of a mass casualty event that was happening soon and to stay away from crowds. Signed, user John.
Okay.
He went on to warn of high-incident project with the hope of implementing body scanning technology into casinos, banks, and airports, and other sensitive sites. In this post, he names Michael Chertoff, who was a former Homeland Security chief, and Sheldon Aldon, who was a casino owner. One day after the shooting, Michael Chertoff was on the news claiming that his body scanning tech could have prevented it. So this dude was posting about a month before the attack happened saying, this attack's going to happen to try and implement this body scanning technology. And the co-owner comes on the news and says, oh, if MGM had my body scanning technology, they would have seen he was carrying guns and shit.
But was he carrying it on his person? No, they were in the bags.
But if they could scan his body, they could scan the shit he's in. It's like an X-ray technology that lets you to see, like, X-ray through cameras, basically. Like,
okay,
so
this is a rough one for me.
Another theory is that Saudi Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman was in attendance at the concert and people were trying to assassinate him. So 3 black helicopters were seen flying fairly low, and they were seen by both survivors and flight logs. So there was 3 helicopters flying around Vegas that were like small, like the little 4-man helicopters, like the little ones.
Okay.
And they were seen flying fairly low. All of the helicopters turned off their flight transponders about 15 minutes before the shooting and turned them back on after the shooting had stopped and after they were already flying away from the scene. This was particularly weird because due to the rate of fire, many believe that there were multiple shooters. So
yeah,
people believe shooters were in the helicopters because 2 or 3 of the bodies had bullet wounds similar to if they were shot through the top of the head.
Oh.
Yeah. So like shot from above. 2 weeks after the shooting, Stephen's house was also broken into despite the yellow tape and constant police patrols. Which, who's dumb enough to break into a house that's under investigation by the police, by the FBI, by the CIA? Like, all these fucking people are patrolling this house, watching it, and someone breaks into it 2 weeks after the shooting, probably to destroy evidence.
Well, I would have hoped that 2 weeks they would have collected all the evidence.
Unless they knew there was... someone knew that there was something else that they forgot in the house.
Something else, right? That hadn't been found yet.
They forgot a flash drive or a laptop for email. I don't know. The final narrative is that Stephen Paddock acted alone, and that's all we're trying to explain. Stephen Paddock definitely acted alone.
There's just some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, we're not saying anything other than there was a story.
Yeah.
And there was some weird
there was
stuff.
a guy.
Yep. There was a guy. Some weird stuff happened. Unfortunately, some people were injured and some died, and it was very tragic. But there's definitely some inconsistencies that are bizarre.
Yeah,
so
I would recommend everyone, if you like this episode, do some research for yourself. Look into a couple of things we mentioned and get back to us.
Very interesting.
Well, do you have a chaser to lighten up this weird episode?
I have a chaser that goes back to the fact that this is our anniversary episode, and I am so thankful that we have been able to do this together It has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I know you don't keep the stats, but we are in 78 countries. We have had listens and downloads. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know 78 cool. people, so that's pretty awesome.
Right? See? People listen. I'm telling you, 78 countries worth of people listen.
Well, ciao, ni hao,
bunch of other languages bonjour. I don't know. Bonjour, yes. Au revoir. There we go.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Do you have a chaser?
My chaser is another video game recommendation for all of our gamers out there. Battlefield 6 came out with their open beta, and it's really fun. It's kind of like a war game, and you can blow up buildings and stuff, and they've done a bunch of stuff compared to the last game. And if you guys like Battlefield or Call of Duty or Ready or Not, like the one I suggested, it's a mix between all of them, and it's pretty fun. So go ahead and check that out.
Cool. Is it a first-person shooter?
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter.
Okay. So Dad won't be able to play.
All the good ones are. Dad doesn't like first-person shooters, and it bumps me out because all the good ones are first-person.
I know.
All right. Thanks for joining us for our anniversary episode, everybody.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed.
Happy 3-year anniversary, Declan.
Yes, happy anniversary, and I hope you enjoyed our weird take on the Vegas shooting, and come check out next week and the week following and the week after that and after that and after that.
Absolutely.
We haven't missed a single episode yet. Or a single week.
And if you're new to our show and this is your first or maybe second episode, you've got a lot of episodes to binge.
Go check out some of the ones I mentioned before and check out the rest of them as well.
For sure. For sure. But give us some grace on those first few episodes when we were, we're still learning. We're still fairly clueless as opposed to other people, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Hopefully. Cross our fingers. But love you, bud.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, friends. Thank you for supporting our podcast. Please share our show with your brutal and bizarre friends. Give us a boozy follow on your favorite podcast platform. If you're feeling extra generous, we'd appreciate a 5-star rating or review as well. But maybe do that sober so all the letters are in the right place.
You can find all our contact information in the show notes. We love hearing from you, and if you're interested in helping us stock the bar for our future boozy episodes, you can find our Patreon link in the show notes as well.